Hi there everybody, welcome back to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew. It is fantastic to have you here with me today. If you're a returning subscriber, then thank you for joining me along this journey so far. If you're new to the channel, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you can stay up to date with all future content. Now, today is episode 7 of my Starward reviews. Today though is something a little bit different. As one of the previous reviews I had done, this is not a review of their whiskey. This is actually a cocktail review. This is their distillery made cocktails edition number 2, which is the Red Manhattan. This has been made in collaboration with an Adelaide distillery, produced by Starward. The previous one that they had made was of the old fashioned, and that was a fantastic cocktail, very simple, easy to go mix, just pour it into the glass and you're ready to go, instant cocktail. Now they've done the same thing here with this, so let's get on with the tasting and let's see how we go. So here we go. Okay, so it's very sweet, very wine dominated, obviously coming in from the vermouth. There is a touch of bitters coming through as well. If I was to describe this in a word, it's quite, it has kind of like a pungent aroma, which is probably not a good way of describing it, but it's the best way for me to describe it at the moment. There's a lot of grape influence in there. And as I mentioned, yeah, so a nice, that whole strong, like fermented grape and bitters coming in. And let's get on with the tasting. Okay. So again, it's a very mellow flavor, very smooth, quite nutty actually. I was quite surprised at that. I wasn't expecting that. It does have quite a walnutty note to it. I have to say, as a whole, now I've generally really enjoyed Starward releases. This one is not my favorite so far. I mean, if I was to go for their cocktail releases so far, hands down, their new old fashioned walks all over this. But again, having said that, this is not something that's aimed at my palate. I am not a very big fan of overly sweet things. Now for me, this is quite sweet, but for those of you who do enjoy your very sweet and wine-driven cocktails, then I think this is perfect for you. The awesome thing about these cocktail releases that Starward have been doing is that it takes all the trouble out of, say, cocktail mixing, of having to find all the ingredients and having to blend them all together yourself. It's come together in a perfect package. All you have to do, pop the cork open, pour it into your glass, and there you go, instant cocktail ready to go. Now, for myself, as I mentioned, I have not really enjoyed this as it is so far. Although the other day I did make a slight adjustment to it where I added a bit of just a slight drop of a peated whiskey into it. For me, that it took away that sweetness and gave it a little bit of extra flavor that suits my palate a bit more. So guys, if you're trying this, don't be afraid to experiment with it and just to have fun, blend it, do what you want to do with it. I mean, it's all these drinks are made for our enjoyment, and we need to drink them in a way that we are going to enjoy. So for me, I guess from now on, when I drink this, I will add a drop of a peated whiskey. For me, I actually used the Johnny Walker Green Label. That went very well with it. So yeah, guys, give it a go. As I mentioned before, those of you with a real sweet tooth, you will love this. And I guess if you are, a fan of sangria and things like this, I'd say things like that, then yeah, perfect cocktail for you. But say for me, I'm gonna give it a miss on this one. But I do look forward to seeing what else Starward would come up with for these cocktail ranges, because I think these are just a brilliant idea. And yeah, just something fantastic to have on your shelf if you want to break out for parties or when your friends come around and you just want something simple and easy to drink, especially those of you who may not necessarily be whiskey drinkers. There's something available for you. So, alright guys, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I don't have much more else I need to say. Keep this. I'll see you all again next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.